All right, in this video, I want to go over a classic test question that I think anytime I give or I've seen a rational equations test, a type of problem like this always seems to be able to show up. All right, now the reason why I think this is a very common problem is because it has a lot of basic elements, but then also has some more complex elements that, can confuse students or really kind of like test their knowledge as far as how strong they are with solving rational equations. The first thing that I recognize is identifying the LCD in this case is really not that bad, but sometimes students still have trouble with identifying the LCD, so they make a mistake. So one thing I want you to understand is whenever we're solving a rational equation, we want to be able to identify what is the LCD, what is the least common denominator of all of my fractions. Now, more often than not, ladies and gentlemen, if we have two different denominators here, or if we have three denominators, that third denominator is typically the product of your other two. It's not always the case, but if it wasn't the case, this problem would be much more complicated. That's why it's a decent little test question. Like, it has some complications on it, but also some fairly basic ones. Now, I can think about factoring this, but I always want to test first, is this trinomial a product of these two binomials? And if we just go ahead and do a little work, you can see -2 times 5 is -10. That'd be a -2x. That'd be a positive 5x. That's going to give you a 3x. So perfect. We rewrite this in factor form, and then we can easily identify that my least common denominator of all these denominators is simply going to be this product right here. So to get rid of my denominators, all I simply need to do is multiply each of my fractions by a x minus 2 times x plus 5. Reason being, if I multiply this expression times a 3x over x plus 5, the x plus 5s are going to divide out. That's going to leave me with a 3x times x minus 2. If I multiply this expression times 1 over x minus 2, the x minus 2s divide out, leave me with a 1 times a x plus 5. And then over here, if I multiply this expression times 7 over x minus 2 times x plus 5, the whole denominator is going to divide out, leave me with a 7. So giving you a barely basic understanding of like how to get rid of my denominators, now we have an equation that I need to go ahead and simplify. And most students, if they get to this far, they can usually go ahead and combine like terms and simplify this without actually having an issue. But now it comes into another choking point where students just struggle. And that is now we need to solve this. Now, some students might not even want to try solving this by using factoring, and they might want to go right into the quadratic formula. I don't want you to do that. We know that a quadratic trinomial can always be broken down into a product of two binomials. Now, ladies and gentlemen, not all trinomials are factorable. But I think in this case, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times, especially when you have problems on like rational expressions or when we get to like things that's not focusing on factoring, the factoring problems are usually not the most difficult for you to be able to solve because it's just one step in the problem. So let's just go and identify here. We know that these two numbers need to multiply to give me a -2. So the only two options here are -2 and +1 and +2 and -1. I need to get this to be a -6, or I need the product of my inner and my outer to be a -6 or -5. So if I multiply the 3x times a -2, that will give me a -6x. And then if I multiply by 1 times x, that'll give me a positive 5x. -6x plus 1x is a -5x. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and factored it. It wasn't that bad. Now I can apply the zero product property because I have a product equal to 0. I can set both of these factors equal to 0 and to go ahead and solve. And students usually don't have a problem with this, but there is a problem at the end because there's one more thing that students will forget, is to check for extraneous solutions. This is an extraneous solution because when you plug in 2 into the original equation, it makes your denominator equal to 0, which we know we cannot divide by 0. So therefore, that is how you solve a problem like that might show up on your test. I hope if it does, you are now prepared.